Greetings to all. Welcome to Future of this Academy. Today we are going to see hot topic of the year, session 20. Under this, we are going to discuss about angel tax, sodium intake, and ultra long government securities. All these three comes under GS 3 paper. Now we'll have detailed analysis of these three topics. Our first topic is about angel tax. Now under this we have to know what is angel tax and their budget and angel tax and their whole summary. First of all, what is about the angel tax? It is a tax levied on the capital raised through the issues of shares by unlisted companies if the share price of issued share is seen in excess of their fair market value of the company. The excess funds raised at prices above the fair level, which treated as income on which the tax is levied. Angel tax essentially derives its genesis from Section 56 to 7D of the Income Tax Act 1961. The Finance Act 2012 introduced this in the IT Act, which taxes any investment revised by any unlisted Indian company valued above the fair market value by treating it as income. It is levied at the rate of 30.9% on the net investments in excess of their fair market value. Its objective is to deter the generation and use of unaccounted money through subscription of shares of a closely held company at a value which is higher than a fair market value. In 2019, the government announced an exemption from the angel tax for startups on fulfillment of certain conditions. These are the startups should be recognized by the Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, that is DPIIT, as an eligible startup. The aggregate amount of paid up share capital and share premium of the startup cannot be more than rupees 25 crores. This amount does not include the money raised from non-resident Indians, that is NRIs, and the venture capital from unspecified companies. For angel investors, the amount investment that exceeds the fair market value can be claimed for 100% tax exception. However, the investor must have a net worth of rupees 2 crore or an income of more than 25 lakh in the past 3 fiscal years. Previously, the angel tax provisions were applicable only for investments received from resident investors. Finance Bill 2023 has extended its applicability to non-resident investors as well. So that's all from the angel tax. Our next topic is sodium intake. Under this, we are going to see about the sodium intake, the issues, and about the NCDs, and what are the steps taken by the government, and also about the WHO recommendations. Now, first of all, we have to know what is about sodium. Sodium is an chemical element with a symbol of Na, and the atomic number it has 11. Sodium is the sixth most abundant element in the earth crust and exists in numerous minerals such as feldspar, solidite, and halite. The body needs a small amount of sodium to work properly, but too much sodium increases the risk of heart disease, stroke, and premature death. The main source of sodium is table salt sodium chloride, but it is also contained in other contaminants such as sodium glutamate. Now, what are all the issues seen in intake in this sodium? So, the largest number of diet-related deaths, an estimated nearly 1.89 million each year, is associated with the excessive intake of sodium, as well established cause of raised blood pressure and increased risk of cardiovascular diseases. The global average salt intake is estimated to be 10.8 grams per day, but more than a double the WHO recommendation of less than 5 grams of salt per day, that is 1 teaspoon. More evidence is emerging documenting links between high sodium intake and increased risk of other health conditions such as gastric cancer, obesity, osteoporosis, and kidney disease. With this, we have to know about the non-communicable disease, that is NCD. This NCD, also known as chronic disease, which tend to be a long duration and are the result of combination of genetic, physiological, environmental and behavioral factors. The main types of NCD are cardiovascular disease such as heart attacks and strokes, cancer, chronic respiratory diseases such as chronic obstructive pulmonary disease and asthma and diabetes. The major NCDs share 4 behavioral risk factors such as unhealthy diet, lack of physical activity, and use of tobacco and alcohol. Factors contributing to the rise of NCDs also include aging, rapid unplanned urbanization, and globalization. NCDs including heart disease, stroke, cancer, diabetes, and chronic lung disease are collectively responsible for 74% of all deaths nearly in worldwide. So what are the steps taken by the government of India to prevent these NCDs? National Program for Prevention and Control of Cancer, Diabetes, Cardiovascular Disease and Stroke, that is generally called as NPCDCS. Under this, it says that Government of India provides technical and financial support to the state or union territories under this program as a part of National Health Mission. So, it focuses on strengthening the infrastructure, human resource development, health promotion, and awareness generation for cancer prevention. Also, the early diagnosis, management, and referral to an appropriate level of healthcare facility for treatment of the NCDs. Now, what are the screening under NHM? That is National Health Mission, a population-based initiative for prevention, control, and screening for common NCDs, that is diabetes, hypertension, and common cancer, has been rolled out in the country. Under the initiative, persons more than 30 years of age are targeted of their screening for the 3 common cancers, that is oral, breast, and cervical. Screening of these common cancers is an integral part of service delivery under the Ayushman Bharat Health and Wellness Centers. Ayushman Bharat Health Wellness Center scheme. Preventive aspect of cancer is strengthened under comprehensive primary health care through scheme by promotion of wellness activities and targeted communication at the community level. Fit India movement. It is implemented by the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, and the various yoga related activities are carried out by Ministry of Ayush. Now, what are the recommendations of WHO? WHO recommends lowering sodium content in food products, implementing the front of pack labeling to help consumers select food products with lower sodium content, conducting mass media campaigns to alter consumer behavior around sodium, and implementing public food procurement and service policies to reduce sodium content in food served or sold. Modeling indicates the estimated potential impact of policy implementation on sodium intake to be 23% reduction and on cardiovascular death at 3% reduction globally by 2030. Although the modeled global sodium reduction is between 30% targeted by 2030, achieving the target can still be considered attainable with the rapid implementation of government-led and comprehensive mandatory sodium reduction policies and other measures. So that's all from the topic of sodium intake. Our next topic is ultra-long government securities. Under this, we are going to see what is ultra-long government securities and also about the government securities, their bond yield and their types. Now, what are these ultra bonds seen in our India? So these are the types of government securities with ultra long tenures. The 50-year government bonds are issued by the Indian government, while the 30-year green bonds are designed to fund environmentally friendly projects. Why is India issuing these ultra long bonds? India is raising funds through these bonds as a part of its market borrowings plan for the second half of the fiscal year. The funds raised will support various government initiatives and projects. Also, who is like to invest in this long-term projects? Insurance companies, provident funds, and pension funds are expected to be the major investors. These institutions seek long duration bonds to manage their assets and liabilities effectively. So, nearly how much does the Indian government aim to raise through bond sales? The government plans to raise nearly rupees 6.55 lakh crore through bond sales from October to March. So, this includes 30,000 crore from the 50-year security and 20,000 crore from the 30-year green bonds. So now under this we have to also know about the government securities bond. So what is government securities? So a government securities is a tradable instrument issued by the central government or the state government. A government securities is a type of debt instrument issued by the government to borrow money from the public to finance its fiscal deficit. A debt instrument is a financial instrument that represents a contractual obligation by the issuer to pay the holder a fixed amount of money known as the principal or face value on the specified date. It acknowledges the government's debt obligation. Such securities are short-term, usually called treasury bills with original maturities of less than 1 year, presently issued in three tenors, namely 91 days, 182 days, and to 364 days, or long-term, usually called government bonds or dated securities with original maturity of 1 year or more. In India, the central government issues both treasury bills and bonds are dated securities, while the state government issues only bonds or dated securities, which are called the state development loans. Here, G6 carry a practically no risk of default and hence are called risk-free gilt-edged instruments. Gilt-edged securities are high-grade investment bonds offered by governments and large corporations as a means of borrowing funds. Under this, it has many types of government securities. They are treasury bills, that is generally called as T-bills. Next, cash management bills. Next, dated G6. Next, state development loans. So these are some of the types of government securities. So that's all from our today's topics. To get more current affairs videos, follow our YouTube channel, also our Telegram channel. To read this document, you can visit our website. Our website link have been provided in the description. Thank you.